Hello to all my dear friends and students. I am Behrouz Bigham. We are back for the second session of the Lumion Graph Package. In this session, we will continue to learn about the environment and main tools of Lumion together. I'm going to open one of Lumion's ready-made scenes. From the examples section, you can open the scenes that are added in each version of Lumion, which are usually, well, common in each version. 1 or 2 new scenes are added, both interior and exterior. These projects themselves are the biggest training classes for this Lumion software, because we want to examine exactly the same techniques, and that's the whole point, because it displays the most important techniques of the Lumion software in its own projects every year. Look, it's one of the incredibly big and awesome projects. You see that my graphics card is being challenged right now, and we have almost 4 gigs free. But now guys, because Lumion itself created this, it has done a very good job of scene management, which is why despite all these objects and all this setup, you see that our scene is still very comfortable with compliance. See, even if we go into the settings, we've put all these, even the trees, on high, and see how well it supports it. But now I'm sure that if unskilled people, someone who doesn't know those scene management methods very well, want to work on this, it would definitely be full here by now. This 6 gigs, this 4 gigs we have, wouldn't be free. So keep that in mind. Okay, the section we learned was up to the utility section. In the first session, we said that we have important tools here, but if I come here now and drag it like this by using Control and clicking, all the topics, see, all the categories are now selected. When it's on this, even see, the transform of these surrounding buildings should be selected. That light, that new option has been added, and I don't think it was there before. You definitely had to use the same category and subject matter for a selection. But when it's on this option, we can use all the topics. We said one of our methods of selection is dragging Control plus the ones you want. Guys, in this section, we have our transform operations. The same move, rotate, and scale. I come and select one of these, and here you see that, through the pivot, exactly like in Max. You can move it on the rails, X, Y, and Z, very easily, and very simply. It's also the same on the rotate. Look, you can completely control the pivots. It's completely like Max. You just need to select it once from the main pivot. And guys, CoreSight doesn't work here. CoreSight generally has problems in these kinds of things in Lumion. Just put it in place from here yourself. Our next section is scale. I can make it as many times larger as I want through this number. Guys, these also have numbers. You can type here, for example. For example, it says 50. Now it's like that Opti-Max mode. For example, I press 90. It goes to 90. In the Y I undo it. Rotate is also like that. We can usually give numbers from here. This is also deselect, right? Now whatever is selected, if you want it to be deselected, you have to deselect it. Okay, this is also the selection tool. When you want to select something, work on it. You definitely have to be on the selection option. This is also for deleting. When you press delete, it's on the pivot. Whatever you click on, see it comes and deletes. Now because you're on a Voldy group, see we can delete everything. I can even select a group. I first create my view myself. See, I come here. I want to delete all of these. For example, I just press delete. Now see they are all red. It's enough to press on this. Come here and click on this. In the same way, you can also perform the delete operation. Okay, let's go to the next section. Guys, now you'll work on some of these in great detail. And I want you to get an overall idea so you can, for example, run your projects until you get to the main section. Now we'll come and learn the details together again. For the import model section, just know that we import from here. From this section, you can import FBX, OBJ files, and even 3D Studio Max files in the new version from this very section. You press a single import model, and it will definitely come and do it itself. In detail. Guys, our next section, let me get out of here, let me go and see which sample I should open. For example, if we want to open an interior one, a new scene has come. Let's open this. It's a minimal interior scene. Just note the quality of the interior renders now, and how great it has become. Let me take a render of it before we go to the materials. I click on the photo section. It's a bit heavy for me now because I'm recording. Okay. See, the option that brings it like this, guys. It's not a bug. Don't think that your graphics card is giving this error. No, it's the fault of this option. Ray tracing. This new option makes the scene very real. And now I'll say, for example, go to here. See, if I turn this off, I go to the settings section. Now see, auto update preview. If this is on, if I click once on preview, it quickly takes the initial render. For example, like this. See, it takes an initial preview so you can see the initial contact with the light. But if this is on now, you see how much this process takes. And when we are now using the ray tracing option, see for yourself how long even the preview takes. It seems like it's calculating the GI operation. If you remember in many of my training courses, I said that the reason Lumion renders so quickly is the lack of GI calculations and operations of these initial and secondary pans. In the new version, the main revolution that has been added, one of the top features of Lumion 23, is this sheet tracing, which we have access to in the effects section. Now what these are, we'll work with them in detail. This is just to show you and see that this option allows us to count on interior rendering as well. I go back to build mode, exit from here, and go to the next important subject, material. All our material creation operations can be edited and accessed in the material section. Guys, when you come to this section, if you pay attention to this scene, you see that they are all being selected separately. This should be managed in 3D Studio Max software, or whatever your modeling software is. It is enough, I'm saying right now, it is enough for this, in order for us to have separate access to each one to apply the material to it. You should assign a single raw standard light material from the 3D Studio Max itself. Let me open TD. Okay, see, now if I come here and draw a box like this. Okay, I'm editing it from within. It's not my box. Let's draw a teapot. Okay, I come and draw a teapot like this. Campbell, play. I select these, dyed it. Okay, now the work I have to do is not Mac, not V-Ray, Corona, scanline from Mac itself. Okay, I go to render up. From here, I put Arnold on scanline to show Mac's material. See scanline. It is enough to select a legacy standard from here. See, they assign it to this. What's its name? For example, Mr. Metal. Definitely give its name in a certain way. I also press this, for example, glass. Okay, this also exactly like this. I open another scanline. Put its name, glass, both on the model and on your material. Its color is, for example, yellow. Its name, C, must be changed. Now it is enough for us to import this into Lumion. It comes selected exactly like this. It recognizes it by the material, I mean. Now, if you just empty the data, whatever its material is, it doesn't work with the data anymore. You create this separation in this way with a separate material like this. Scanline itself from Max. If you see it doesn't show it, be sure to put it on scanline from the render engine section. Scanline render is the render engine specific to 3D Studio Max itself. Okay, that's it. Let's go back to Lumion. Aha! Now I cut it, and you see that exactly like the library of ready-made objects in Lumion, the ready-made materials in Lumion are also available to us in this way with many interesting and attractive features, which we can use both in interior rendering and in exterior rendering. Okay, the guys who have worked with materials in Lumion know that it wasn't like this before. Interior, exterior, they had separated these here themselves. But now the final result they have reached is that it comes from inside the material, and for example separates the interior and the topic. Okay, we'll start with the first section. See, from this section, if I put it on this option, it automatically shows the material that it originally has and that we have imported. I mean, right now I'm with the wood material itself. It's not just the color of the material that you can assign in scanline. If you now give a texture of wood to this diffuse section instead of color, exactly from here it will transfer exactly the same to Lumion, so there's no need to do this. If you bring a ready-made object and cover it, It directly goes inside Lumion itself and comes and shows its original through this metal material. Now, if we want to discuss replacement, we also have exactly the same options here. See, if I come to the standard section, it's as if I opened a Corona MTL or a VREM exactly like this. They know the diffuse options. The reflection opens here. You can load exactly the same PBR maps here very easily. See, now you who know the basics of Corona know that the texture and diffuse map is what? It's the same as our UV map. What is Relifé? It's our bump. It's the normal map that we set. They also know the story of roughness. The same gains or rags depends on your material creation style. We said that generally in the new style of material creation, they use rags. I mean to control the matte and gloss. This is also our same refraction. The mutant option is also here. We'll say what they are. So, the standard section, you exactly simulate the standard material here yourself. It's a glass material. I assign it to this mystic. The glass material here comes in the form of that glass. I think we have control over the method. If we open it, we can create our favorite glass here, which we'll talk about later. It's a water material. See, for example, if I select this and give it water, you can go inside it and play with its options. Double-click on it, it goes inside. Okay. This is also a landscape option. I mean any material that gives us a landscape, exactly from the same. It's a very useful option. Now we don't have much to do with this billboard. You can probably load a photo. Yes, a waterfall. See this? I think it's almost a waterfall. Yes, creating a waterfall material. I think it's for waterfalls, and that foam-like water, which we don't work with. And this is a very useful option, this visible. For example, now I've brought this, and I can't delete it in Lumion. I don't have an option now to click on it and, for example, delete the object. The only way to delete it is to learn from now on to click on it like this, and select invisible. See, it's essentially as if it has deleted it. It doesn't exist anymore. That's the way. Deleting in Lumion, the main way for now is this. Of course, maybe there is another way. Let me press delete and see. Yes, see, delete doesn't work itself. So, we're done with this section too. We said the overall, know it once. Later, if you see you need details, go back to the overall sessions, and definitely see the details too. Okay, let's go back to our materials. Ready-made library of awesome materials that is no longer like Vray Corona. Its materials are low quality. That's why Lumion needs nearly 70-80 gigs of volume. The reason is, these textures and object and trash libraries. The first section is fabric. See how professionally they have come and categorized these here. See, for example, our carpets and rugs. Okay, I select this. For example, click on it. See, it has exactly assigned this to it. Tell us, and okay it, how good their quality is. I'm coming back. Guys, the materials that have D next to them, I mean, they have displacement. Use them as much as you can. And for example, in fabric, we need displacement. Of course, not in all fabrics, either. For example, in such fabrics. See, up to this point is enough. If it was needed, it would have put it itself. So you can use these ready-made materials of its own in your projects. The next topic is curtain. Our various curtains. How useful these can be, guys. Creating the method now, say, I didn't like any of them at all. Nothing. Go to the standard section. Bring the fabric that you have downloaded its PBR textures, and load it. That's it. Okay. Our brick section. Our fabrics, everything. See, fabric is very useful to us. For example, these are very good from famous companies, like Polygon. You all know Polygon. They are usually among our tops in texturing. Various patterns are here. Definitely take a look at little chaps here. Rack, these are our rugs. Rug and rock are a little bit different from each other, okay? These also think it's wallpaper. See, it's a kind of wallpaper to confess. We're going to the plastic section. You see that these ready-made plastics are available in this form. Transparencies actually see, light passes through them. A kind of plastic. You can see through it. Guys, we said that these provide for you to become a landscape artist and an environment artist, right? Beyond architecture, these stories, because you see all the materials here, Even the ready-made ones have the best quality. It's food for the body. Plus comes the classic arts section. Glass, various pins. It has come and separated them here himself, and we can use all of these. Now, I don't work with them so much. Mostly the glasses that, for example, I use are those ordinary glasses. I go back here, deco glass, colored glasses. I'll automatically give glass. I'm selecting, for example, this glass. Its color became it also affects the whole environment. Now we'll examine its options later. Glass panel, ready-made glass panels. See, I had used this in a new project. It's very good, its color. Interior L glass, glasses that you want to use in interior spaces. How great and first class. This is also another one. Milky glasses, matte and such glasses. This is also, well, the end. See, as if it's raining, you can play with its options and put its appropriate scale. These raindrops were controlled through this bump map, exactly like Corona. The more you increase its intensity, the more this is done. If you also put this transparent, the other side is not seen. We'll talk about this. Its material features are very excellent. Exactly the same options that we there. For example, in Corona, we search for example from below. We select PAM. And for example from above, there's now gathered all the useful ones in one place. There are no extra options at all. How much better is it for us to come and use these? So that's also from glass. Metal is also exactly the same shape. It's amazing the metals here. For example, see? I'll put this on this. Let's give our own glass to these frames. I select this, for example. They select. Let's give it a few metals. Whatever kind of metal you want is here. From black metal, interior, exterior metals, this kind of dirt. What else do you want from a simulation software? I don't know what else to want anymore because, for example, in the older versions of Lumion, it had these, but not so much, for example. It didn't have these kind of awesome variety. For example, 2 of its materials were useful. It couldn't even properly import the maps from the outside. That's why I didn't go to it so much. But in these new versions, it has completely outdone itself. Because I now see that these maps, I see that Mr. We exactly create these same ones in V-Ray Corona. Isn't it other than this? So that's also from the metal section. Here, well, we have those things with ridges, etc. Take your time and select these. You'll see that 90% of the objects and textures of our scene are supplied from here, I dare to tell you. These people, these kinds of very awesome tiles are very applicable. X and L, C, wall material. How much I love this. It's plaster. Come and replace the white wall color and the dinar. You see it, the displacement? I also have Isenton. All kinds of stones are here, various, I don't know, special and practical bricks. I'm going fast. Just see the variety. Take your time in the house to see these. Wow, see how good it is. It quickly assigns it in this way. This is what makes it as if I'm rendering. It's showing almost a render result. Okay, that's also from our stone section. I want to see all the stones together. See, displacement here, the program has made it awesome. See, if I click on this, or for example, I come here, whatever you assigned, press BC chin, leave it. I now want to give the same one to here. See, you come to the same one here. We have an option, C, copy paste. And now I press copy. Okay. I come to the material here. See, because we put the reason, it doesn't select the landscape material between this. I put it on the landscape material. I'm now part of the landscape material. Okay. For example, we want to assign the same one to our floor. See, you come here, you press paste. It became exactly the same base there. So you once take your time and create the metal. You do this GC on it, copy and paste it, and press it. You even see later that you want to find this, you press find. You now say, which material was this? It goes to find and says exactly from which archive it has taken this. So from these sections, guys, the SU and load options, create a material once, keep the SU whenever you went to a computer. I don't know, wherever you wanted to load it, if you changed Windows, You can even save a lot of guys. They also teach it, generally the materials of the scene. That day I saved it. We had changed the system. We loaded all the materials of the scene in one place, exactly with the same style, without the slightest error sitting. These are what made me come to Loma at all. Okay, let's hit the highlights. See, it goes and says exactly from the stone section. It has found this from here. We have used this. I mean our marble section, it gives us very high quality and grade 1 marbles. All of them are from Polygon. I don't know, those famous companies like C-Jax and Frenchy and other top companies. Roofer section, ready-made roof files that you can assign to the roof and similar places. Most of them also have risk, which can be controlled. And then the wood. All models, whatever you want, the wood is here. It has done the thing here itself. Where are the planks? I don't know, der place bender, where are parquets? They are all inside here. Wood, see, especially floor, all these that I go and load there, and I use in Kuroda at all. Guys, they are the same, right? See, they all have licenses. They have exactly put the archive. See how many ready pages are here. I know now how much sweets are in your heart, and you would like to bring your projects and use them here. For Mu, I think. Yes, see, you can simulate various Mu here. How good. See, sell RMs. Create RV things with this. This has also come new? I think our acoustics. They are various acoustic materials that, see, how good. Studio, for example, you took a studio project, or you want to acoustify a place, you exactly don't need 2 hours to look for its material. They are all here. To this, for example, it's very excellent. Even their dirt are amazing. We'll get to the material section. Let's learn this section. Okay, enough here. Let me open another scene. For example, let me open this villa. Guys, about the exterior projects, you said, be rest assured. Rest assured, Lumion now answers both animation and single-shot rendering. You can quickly work on that scene, send the single-shot renders to the client, and work on its animation in a week or two, which will completely outdo you. Be sure, if you come to present an animation to any client, you work on animation projects, they won't leave you anymore. Keep this word from me as a memento. That's also the reason for our being up to date. Okay, I'm coming here, see, to the grass. I come to the material, double-click on the grass. The material section must also be opened. Yes, see, we were in the material. I come to the landscape, and the landscape materials and this work are also separately here, in a super professional way. See, various grasses, it's enough to double-click on this. It will assign itself. Now, because our environment is large here, it will take a little while to assign these. Okay, various Pusgira, you can assign them here. Yes. Now guys, come and use these. I myself always use these. 3-dimensional bots are very real and real. See, I'm double-clicking on it. These kinds of options open. You can work with its options. How good and professional. See, now this says that, well, it's not a little real. Be Mr. Go inside, reduce the size of S a little, also the leg of BBR. Lower it a little. See, if you work on it a little, it becomes very awesome. Now, in the time section, we'll prove how strong Lumion is. So that's also from the 3-dimensional classes, which you should preferably use these. Wow, it makes the work heavy, and keep this in mind too. Rock, the board, see, it also has displacement. And now it says, well, what is displacement at all? See, I'm going inside, you see this has come up, it's the fault of this option. If my displacement is 0, it's like this, I also make my relife 0, then it's over. See, Pam exactly put this effect here. My displacement has also exactly brought this up so much, because for example, in building the ground, see how much trouble it takes to build these stones now, but, for example, it's a piece of cake. You assign them, especially the ones that have disk plus meter. Displacement meter makes the work very real, and try to definitely use the new versions. Wow, see how good and awesome it became. You can now correct its scale. This line falling is not important. Okay, it becomes correct. They do it like this. Let's open it a little more. In the form we'll get to the time of all of them. They are not suitable for one place. I write that some of them are 1 meter by 1 meter. They throw this kind of ugly repetition. Okay, we're going to the soil section. Our soils, see how awesome and real the sand puts at our disposal? I can easily create the flower forest floor through these two. I who am enthralled here officially, see if I now come and manipulate the deep cement of this. See what happens. These footprints are obviously already known. We'll compare all of these in the render section. I think the children have these at first, but try a few of them all here. See that we can easily create the forest floor and this kind of autumn in this way. There's no need for you either. This is also definitely to see. It is itself repeatable. Because it is already there, these kinds of lines don't fall. This is very important. A tail label is somehow what they tell me. The tail materials are repeatable. Which is awesome. I'm coming to the water section. Whatever kind of water you have in mind, you can assign here. It's great. The material of its water is very real. Each of them is also suitable for a scene. It gives you a mood. Right at the bottom of this is too much. It's not suitable here. This was very suitable here. This is great for here. A little. See. Muddy, you see. In the evening it gives a very great result. Aha. This is also excellent. It becomes the bottom of the pool is seen. A green water is also seen on it. Lumion's masterpieces one after another. You are noting. Really, the year 2023 became more attractive with the coming of Lumion 23 for me. In the wood section, now Woody Lenski, guys, it's still not interesting. Wow. And see, for example, you can assign these kinds of states. I don't recommend these so much. Leave it. It's clear. The leaves of the ivy of this side. For example, you want to completely ivy a wall here. It's really a masterpiece. This is also asphalt. We have all kinds of asphalt here. Ordinary asphalt, I don't know, ruined asphalt, clean asphalt, even wet asphalt. It also has, let me press which one was it. A wet asphalt at all is excellent. Asphalt wet, I think it wrote. But I'm assigning it, you must see it now with view. You see how much effect it has. In Kuroda, you see of this way, you create it, you look at it in this way. Nothing happens. Wow. Now here, because our environment is full, their reflections are seen here. I'm also doing a work, I'm putting the air a little in that evening state. Now it's seen. How hard it is to create this in Corona, but it's a sip of water here. Whether it's more wet, how much the reflections should be, these are not seen in the viewport, guys. If we take a render, it will be a ward. Okay, so that's also from the material section. I almost said everything about it. Let me put it what's left. Okay, we also said asphalt. We also have all the asphalts with this name. Everything is also there. Okay, let's go until we learn the landscape section together. To start the work, I came from this section, Create New, I hit it, and I select the first option. It gives me a blank unlimited space like this. Okay, let's go up. Let's go to the landscape section and examine its options one by one. It's very easy. Creating a landscape exactly like the other stages in Lumion is a pleasant and extremely easy work. I come to the high section. As soon as I click, see what happens. It has other highs. It has written from the first icon, because it's on Reese, it comes, and this high comes up. As soon as you click, it comes up in this form. If we are on this option, see, lower option is exactly the opposite of this. It comes. It's as if you are creating a cavity. You can, for example, where you brought it up like this. Again, with this one, some places that have gone very high, and revive it again. Okay, in the continuation of the discussion, we're going to the next section. Guys, next to each of these, we have two very easy and useful icons. One of them is brush size. We control the size of this brush, see, through this itself. The more this brush is bigger, see, its sensitivity also becomes more. And also a brush speed. If you now do this kind of thing very much, for example with one click, see, it comes up very much. If I reduce this, see, the sensitivity of each of our clicks, it's as if it has become less. Okay, I'm hitting the and rows now. The reached here. Okay, see, if you saw you made a mess, hit this once, flat landscape. I mean, everything you had done becomes flat and flat again. The next option is also that flattening. If I now take this up a little, the brush size and this, I increase it. Okay, we said this brings up, this brings down. This, no, I flatten it. It flattens it in that way. For example, you worked on a section, it's over. You want to put the cabin exactly. For example, here, it flattens this part. In the same way, it's a useful tool. You just have to pay attention to its options. It quickly comes to your hand. If you also have a pen, especially in tablets, we have very attractive and easy work in tablets with a light pen. Jeter section, see, it creates rocky colors in this way. It pulls that stone out. Okay, this also smooths. It softens it. The places that are like this, I mean it brings them out of sharpness. So these were our main tools. It needs constant practice. That's it. I come to the water section. I select a water. I put it, and it appears here now. I think it's an object. It looks like it's put. No, it's similar to a plane in this form. It put the water object now. I can control this from here. I can change it. Its quality is very good, in my opinion. You can use it from Iran. Its new versions are very high quality. I'm deleting it. Our next section is Unlimited Ocean. It doesn't have another option either. Either you have to turn it on, in this way it becomes water everywhere, or turn it off. Now, I'm playing with its options. See, the bottom of the environment increased. I increase and decrease the training. You see that the wave operation here is done by the same option. It's as if we are increasing the wave of the water. How low should it go? How high should it go? We are setting the height of the water, I think. You consider this 0 and 0. This plane that we built here, and see here, we were working, wow, here, Cipher is 0. It doesn't stay there. Yes, here on this one. Now, if I take it up, let me bring it a little lower. See, now it has almost become like a beach. It's enough now to go back to the high section.